Y'all want this up here? I can't hear you. All right, well, we're going to see if we can get some audio actually this week. Is there any new people? Hey.
Hey,
Where you from?
not from Tennessee, but I've lived in Montgomery for about the last 3 years.
Yeah? How'd you get hooked up with the Pentecostals?
Drinking.
Yeah, they good at it sometimes.
Yeah.
Right?
He's
Well,
new too.
sir?
He's new too.
Okay, where are you from? Homewood. Yes, sir. You mad? You look like you mad. I ain't did nothing to you. Okay, anyway. Just so you'll know, if for some reason I offend you in this process, it doesn't matter to me if you're here or not. I mean, you're free to leave is what I'm saying. But I've been doing this about 20 years, so you may, and sometimes I offend folks on purpose because their thought processes and their religion is what keeps them effed up. Okay? And so I pick at that a little bit. Okay? I tend to believe the Bible is really real. Okay? And it's not religion. Okay? So if I say shit or damn or whatever, I do it on purpose with a theological intent. Okay? Okay? Does that make sense?
No, I'm leaving that. You already offended me. I'm leaving that.
Bye. Don't let the dog hit you where the good Lord splits you. Okay? So, and what I know is that the negative ruler of the universe wants you to be very serious about things.
Would that be my wife?
Could be. Could be. If you're that powerless that some woman runs you that way, it might be.
You're not the best.
And so you need to be wondering what is it about you that needs to give your power over to a woman. And that'll be the key to your freedom and your redemption. Okay? Because as long as we're blaming other people, we're their bitches. Period. Right? Whether you're black blaming white or white blaming black or mad at the government or whatever, as long as you're looking to Caesar or somebody in the role of Caesar to fix you, you're their bitch. God's intention for us is that we don't respect persons, we don't call anybody else father or master, and we go straight to Him. And we rule ourselves under His authority, not our own or somebody else's. So, and it's really cool. It can be uncomfortable sometimes, but most of our problem is us trying to play God. And we identify ourselves as a member of a community or a family or a country or a Republican or a Democrat or a Christian or a non-Christian or I'm a heroin guy that shoots up. I'm not like them other motherfuckers, you know. And as though all that's real. Our true identity is as a child of God. And our Creator is the one that says we are already fearfully and wonderfully made. Already. What is broken in us is our attachment to the world's identity of us. Right? What our mama said, what our daddy said, whatever. And that's not real. That's basically a big game of Monopoly played. You know, we just moved from plastic houses to bigger houses and run around chasing the illusion of money. which is not even, it's even less than real now because it's just ones and zeros on magnetic media. It's an idea. It has no value except for that which we give it. The Christian story that I was taught says that the world is ruled by someone who don't really give a shit about us. Right?
Right.
Right. And it might be your wife, I don't
Might
know.
be. It might be.
I don't know. But sometimes we need some devil to blame for our own shit. Because even Paul said, don't blame it on the devil, it comes out of you. Right? As long as I'm blaming the devil's got to change before I can be all right. I don't think the devil's going to change. Let's see. Well, my boy, there you are. You want to do something today?
Sure. Do you believe the devil tempts us?
I think Paul said it comes out of us. You know? I think the devil's a punk little bitch mad at his daddy.
Well put.
You know. I'll read this. We did work play. It's becoming a weekly thing. And we did this thing. One of them that I recorded anyway was Spectres in the Dark. And we'll talk about this a little bit. Maybe if I can find it. Because our whole society runs on fear. You know, we don't identify it as such. We get up because we're anxious that somebody's going to cut our lights off. And we go do things and hang out with people we don't necessarily like so that they'll give us some used to be shiny things that we could trade for other shiny things and play the game. You know. And from the get-go, we're taught to grow up and be a good boy and get a good education, go to college, get a mortgage, you know, all that stuff. And play the game. Keep your eye on the ball, we're taught. Right? Every once in a while we screw up, we got to go to court, and them lawyers bat the ball back and forth till the judge decides or the referee decides if it was out of bounds or not. Play the game. You know, we got people now running around chasing Pokemons as though it's real, and they think it's so cool, and it's fine. You know, some people think church finally started because Alabama and Auburn's playing again. You know, and it's fine, but it's barely 20-year-olds running around on a cow pasture somebody painted. But that's an illusion. So, and y'all watch the news. I ain't watched it in a long time, but it's probably the same. I know it's the same on this. Every other word, there's at least one story every night or every evening or on the radio about terror. Right? Huh?
They're instilling it in us.
Yeah. Terror, terror, terror. I told y'all a few weeks ago how these little schools here in Chilton County, I've been here 20 years. Some of the principals I knew when they were just out of school. Now I got to go sign in. And all these little children are behind locked doors to keep the boogeyman away.
We have it rights in Chicago school.
So, the latest thing I heard is about the clowns.
Yep. I heard about that.
Yeah, that's about the third one that's in the news.
You know. And I was at elementary school the other day, sitting around a table with some little kids. There's 5, 6-year-old babies, black ones, white ones, whatever. And this little black girl said, and I told y'all this, I think, but she said, Mama says we can't go to the park no more. Them white folks is killing people. She's telling this to a white man that she likes, you know. Okay, it's planting a program in her brain. Okay, sweet little child of God, you know. And that's been implanted in her brain, and she didn't go, yes, is that right or not? Nothing. It's just put there. So the stereotyped white person is this, the stereotyped black person is this. And none of the stereotypes are not real. I've never met a stereotype. You meet one human being at a time. You don't meet groups of people or statistics or medians or means or modes. That's all an illusion, you know. But if you can get people to think they are a group, you can make them do stuff. Okay? When they bought into the idea that my identity is as a black person or a white person or a Christian person or a particular brand of Christian person or whatever, then you can get them to kind of do what you want.
It goes back down loud on the football.
So, whatever. I mean, it's fine. It's fine. But the whole thing is based on fear and anxiety. You watch 30-minute commercials, you're going to have at least 8 minutes that says you're not good enough. It creates anxiety. And to solve that problem, you need to go buy this or do this or that. Right?
And the side effects are.
Yeah. And they're telling you you're a retard for taking it, but they just put it real little in. You know.
Yeah.
Oh, they get commentated.
There's a couple dollars in the farm to fall off and you take.
When we were born, the first thing that happened to us is somebody hit us on the ass and then cut your foreskin off. I'm just thinking that probably planted something in our brain. You know? And depending on the situation, you might have been poor or rich or country or city or black or white or Mexican or Chinese or whatever. And you begin to be told you were this and not that. You know? Sometimes we experience double binds. If you love me, you'll do what I say. And so, if that is so, then what I want is invalid, and it creates this weird thing in me. You are not what you feel, think, experience. You are what we tell you are. And that may be good on occasion and bad on occasion, or just whatever on occasion, but it's we find ourselves separate from what a guy named Donald Winnicott talked about. He talked about a false self and a true self. This is not religion, it's psychodynamic theory, but there are a lot of parallels in the scripture with it. Where because of anxiety, the child never learns to relax and just play and just be. And y'all grew up in a house like that, you still got radar going on all the time, even sitting here. You know what I'm saying? Because your reality was drama and, oh shit, what's going to happen next? Right? And you never really learn to just chill. And even if you were raised in Beaver Cleaver's house, you still had Eddie Haskell coming over there. And then you still had the same society that says you're not good enough, you need to buy into this game in order to be a success. And success is defined in different ways. You know. Some folks' success is making it rain on the bitches and the hoes. And that's the white folks. Yeller Wolf and all them. Or it may be to have a bigger door than my neighbors. Or it may be to drive a shiny car. It may be whatever. Has anybody ever, any of y'all had a successful career and then you got to the end of it and go, oh, really? This was a waste. Well, we played a game, we kept our eye on the ball, we followed the rules. And then got to the end and there was a curtain and we pulled it back and there was this fat bald-headed dude twirling shit. And we go, really?
That's it.
You followed some preacher, some guru, somebody, thinking they had the answer, they had the secret. And then you figure out they got shit stains in their pants just like you. And now, don't be mad about the shit stains. The issue is they acted like they was a wizard. Right? And we keep looking for wizards. We keep looking for somebody else to give us a secret or whatever. We keep trying to fix stuff that in reality is an illusion. We keep trying to fix our false self. And we have very little interaction with the other parts. The part that we don't know. You know? Paul very literally, accurately talked about the world system. And sometimes as we're taught in Christian theology, the world system, those people say shit. So if you don't say shit, God will love you and He'll fly in on His magic Easter egg one day and sprinkle salvation dust on you and it'll happen. Be on the good list, not the naughty list. Because Santa Claus, God's watching all the time. That's the theology many times we're taught. Right? Conform. You know? And my friend was talking about sadness, deep sadness, and hopelessness, and how do you find all that? Right?
Right.
Something like that. And how do we deal? Any of y'all got some deep sadness in you?
Yeah, somewhere.
Yo. And some rage.
Best for that.
I know, baby. I can see it on your face when I first looked at you. That's why I asked you if you was mad. And you're not even aware that you wear that mask.
I know what's in here, but it don't show on the outside.
It does show on the outside. That's
You
why.
seen it?
That's why I asked you why you was mad. And I ain't even talked to you before I asked you that.
Good observation.
You ain't as slick as you think.
Never said it was. Can't be. Got you here.
So now you're all anxious and trying to push me away. But I ain't mad at you.
Maybe that's the anger.
I know, maybe. It's really the fear. Because the anger is what covers up. And we front bullshit because we're afraid. And the whole world's run that way. And Paul was trying to grapple with how do we be in the world yet not be of it. You know? Die to self, he said more and more, over and over and over again. And we relate that to, well, I can't beat off. Or whatever. You know? As though our body is our real self. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be ugly or whatever. Our body is an expression of our self, soul, whatever that is. It's how we experience the material world. You know. We have 5 sensors, data inputs. That, because basically realities, I heard Alan Watts talk about, it's just squiggles, it's wiggles, it's vibration. Light is vibration, but we only experience light because of the way our eyes are made. Without our eyes being like they were, we wouldn't experience it as it, without, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sound, it doesn't exist till our eardrums get to rattling. Other than that, it's just vibrations. When I touch something, it feels solid, but that's, the physicists, they say there's more empty space in this than there is actual stuff. You know? Seeing, tasting, touching, smelling, whatever else is left. If everything is fine-tuned and they work exactly right, then we still only know this much of what is possible. I can't see an X-ray. You know? But we get trapped in the idea that our thoughts are actually real things sometimes. That our experience is truth. At best, it's a game we're playing. And one of the things that I suggest to everybody every week, more and more and more, over and over and over again, is learn how to breathe. To learn to let go of the striving and all the stuff going on in your head. That logically, intellectually, we can agree with that on some level it ain't even really real. But we're addicted to it. Right? Especially when we get anxious, that's where we go. Then we go try to figure this shit out, read another book, go to another guru, beat yourself on the back with a wheel or something, you know. Whatever your brand of whatever is. If I can just be righteous enough, I could crack a walnut with my ass, you know. Serious shit, boy, this is serious. You know? But there's so little power in that for ourselves. We might can manipulate or scare people into doing stuff for us or whatever, and then we get to the end of that and go, well, that shit didn't work either. The book of Ecclesiastes, that's what it's all about. I used to think that book was depressing. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Vanity of vanities, all is vanity. All he's saying is it's just a game. Not go kill yourself. You know? I mean, he was the richest, smartest, what do you call that when he was the player of the players. You know? And in the end, he was like, this wasn't it either. Because he went off in search of wisdom and understanding and da-da-da-da. And finally, when he got to the end of it, he goes, well, I really don't know a whole lot. But that's cool. You know? And there are a lot of y'all in here smarter than I'll ever be. I'm kind of stupid. That's why it took me so darn long to learn to chill out. Because I was so smart, I thought I could outthink everything. Figure. Do. Go, hey, how you doing? You know, any of y'all salesmen? I'm a salesman. I'm selling Jesus. You know. And we learn those kind of things to get by in the world and play the game. You know? Right. Some of us have been dealing with the same old stuff for 50, 60 years. We'll have, a lot of times, long periods of everything's all right, but then out of the blue, some crazy shit happens. Right? And somebody says, why'd you do that? And you go, I don't know. You know what I'm talking about? Did you see if it's running?
Yeah, I've been checking it.
You're a beautiful person. There is, for all our religion, I think sometimes we miss the main points. We can argue over little bitty stupid things a lot of times that aren't real, they're just ideas, concepts that somebody come up with. And miss the one that says, be still and know that I'm God. Is our religion and our culture teaches us to monitor our beliefs, right? You got to believe right. If you believe right, then Jesus is going to fly in on his magic Easter egg and get you one day. As though you're doing magic. You know? Jesus didn't say, you will believe right and the belief will set you free. He said you'll believe the truth and the truth will set you free, rather. He says you will know the truth and then the truth will set you free. Because once you know something, you don't have to believe no more. Nothing wrong with believing. It's like training wheels we talked about a couple weeks ago. Paul talks about it, the law as a tutor. You know? But there is a way that it's ancient. It's not spooky. It's just how God made us. Where we can begin to understand that we are much more than our body and our thoughts and our ego. And nothing's wrong with ego. I say that frequently because ego lets me know where to stick to food. Okay? It's my sense of self separate from everything else. You know? At a certain perspective, I'm just more squiggles going around with all these other squiggles. I'm vibrations, you're vibrations. Spirit. Energy. Is my friend you're already all right. Already. You were known.
We're back.
We back? All right, sorry. Where'd he go? Did Jesus come get him? Two were walking in the field and they turn around and he's gone. Y'all remember that song?
No,
I
hadn't heard that.
It was a song in the...
I scared him off when you kissed him, still.
Maybe.
Maybe
He might need to go upstairs for some private time after that. Who knows?
No, no.
We're filming. Come on now. Making a point.
Because it's sometimes for folk, and I don't know, he may just have a bad stomach, so we need to assume too much. But sweetness feels weird to us if we've been raised in a weird way. Right? That's reality. Talked about last week, the intended state for us is ease. Take my yoke upon you. My burden is light. Right? But we don't take Christ's burden on us. We take the world's burden on us. And wonder why it's so damn hard. We believe what the world says about us rather than what the Creator says about us. We believe what our wife says about us, or our mama, or our daddy, or our whoever. And then what we say about ourselves to ourselves. We refuse to let go. It said, when it talked about Jesus and the incarnation, it says something about he thought equality with God was not something to be grasped or clung to. Right? And he let go and humbled himself and became as human, whatever.
Here he comes.
Our problems have to do with us clinging to the lie. That what she says might be right or what they say may be right. You okay, baby?
Yeah.
Come on, baby.
All right.
Too much caffeine.
Okay, cool. Hey, how many of y'all have had the experience of working yourself to death trying to fix stuff, figure stuff out? For how many decades now? You know? And if I am my God, then it is my duty to fix me. Right? Better work on it. What I know is that when we're anxious, we don't do when we're not anxious, when we're relaxed, we don't do stupid stuff. I don't steal people's stuff. I don't betray my own self. You know? And the best thing that any of us can do to begin with is learn to breathe. Learn to observe that thought. Learn to observe what's going on in my body. And what that'll do is it'll cultivate an understanding that I am not all that. That I am more than that. That there's a place where I observe myself looking at myself. And it's still. There are no words there. You can't describe it to someone else. And in that place, I'll experience grace. Some of y'all like music? Any of y'all like jam music? Like,
No.
okay. Many times that's the only time you've ever meditated. When you're not thinking, you're just feeling and experiencing. Right? Your thoughts aren't. Unless some girl walks by or whatever, you know.
True.
You know what I'm saying? But that one of the attractions of that kind of music, the hypnotic kind of stuff or whatever, is that our soul body needs to meditate. We need to get back, we need to make that separation from all this thinking and doing to just being. For some of y'all, that's the reason you like heroin. Right? Others, y'all may have drank the mushroom tea or the whatever and had some, right? And you've experienced a consciousness different. Do you understand what I'm talking about, brother? Sir? Okay. The impulse is righteous. Because one of the things, the way God has it, or the way it is God won't let us be content with an illusion. And our soul, our God, or whatever you want to talk about it as, will continually put stuff in our face to try to get our attention. Sometimes it's problems, sometimes the same old problems over and over and over again. Sometimes it comes out in dreams, sometimes it comes out in who gets on your nerves around here. You know? Because in reality, who gives a shit what anybody else does around here? I mean, the way I say, unless they're shitting in your open mouth at night, it don't really matter. At that point, you may want to take some action.
Yeah.
But if they just get on your nerves, that says more about you than it does about them. Not in a critical way. It's more that's some information that can teach you some stuff about that part of you you don't recognize and realize. But you can't do that from a state of anxiety. Because when we're anxious, we think we are all that. And we get in an argument last week or week 4, whenever the boys had an argument about the ozone, and it was a big damn deal. Y'all remember? Yeah. I mean, ain't nobody ever went and touched the ozone. It's just shit the scientists said. They used to say eggs was bad for you. You know, they used to say it was global warming, and then it was global cooling. Now it's just change, you know. Why am I arguing about all that crap? What I do know is they're manipulating everybody to do their shit for them. You know. But the reality, and you don't even have to believe the Bible to know finally, because the Bible can't help you know that you are fearfully and wonderfully made, that you are accepted, that God loves you and all that stuff. You can believe that, but you can't know it with words. Does that make any sense? You have to, it's almost the opposite of working hard. It is the opposite of working hard. It's not doing a damn thing. Not even thinking about thinking. Being still and know that I'm God. Not fretting and thinking and being the smartest in the class and or being the most profound. There's some folks, they get off on just coming up with the right profound question to ask. And they're not really profound until they know that their profundity is just a game. And there's nothing wrong with it. It's fun. I love coming here and running my mouth about stuff. It's fun to me. That's the only reason I do it. It is. It ain't because I want to save y'all's tired asses. You know. Y'all hear me? But occasionally as I've done this, I get to meet some really cool souls that are real and are beginning or have come out of all the bullshit. You know? Because it don't much matter what happened to you or what has you've done to other folks in the end, if you believe the Bible. The story says it's all going to be all right. Already. What was it like when I kissed you on your head? Really? Breathe before you answer me.
Unsure what was happening. Strange. Unexpected.
Because there's really no words for it, is it? That's what I'm trying to tell you. That was real. You know. And it hopefully, I mean, it was very sweet to me. As I related to you in the last few weeks, especially today, what I wanted you to know is that you're already all right. There was a sweetness and there was a tenderness that had nothing to do with the cultural bullshit. And if we were not raised with that kind of tenderness, it does feel that's weird as shit. Right? Now if I'd have stuck my tongue down your mouth, that'd have been a different thing. Right?
Right. You probably lost me.
Well, I don't have those certain proclivities, and that would have been something else than what I was trying to do with him. This is, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's funny how a lot of times we confuse and only relate sweet tenderness with sex. Right? But then we like them crazy bitches. So, you know, that don't even make sense.
I thought that was working.
So, Because one of the reasons I kissed you and held you and blessed, can you feel that on the top of your head? It's kind of weird, ain't it? That's where blessing is usually given in ancient cultures, on the crown. You and I could have talked for 18 years and you would have not experienced what that was. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't. All you would have had would be words and concepts about it. And you can go, theoretically, I could see how that would work, and right?
Right.
And so many times we do religion or recovery in our head. Some of y'all can give an excellent talk about grace and make people cry and not know a damn thing about it. Right? Because you've heard it so much and you play with the little concepts. But whatever that place was, baby, that's the part that needs the attention. That's the part that's calling for death.
All for what?
Calling for death. But it may get translated in your head, I'll go kill myself, but that's not what it's saying. Let the bullshit self die. Let the scared boy that's now walking around in a man's body part die. It says that to me too. You know, I mean, the essence of me is still 3 years old in my daddy's lap sucking my thumb, grinning. I mean, that's me. I got white hair. And I noticed I'm starting to get old man hands. See how he's looks like an old man hand now.
Yep.
And I went back. Who's that? But I'm not that skin. Right? You understand, don't you, brother? You know, you have to gradually get closer and closer and closer to the toilet. Right? I think my O-rings is wearing out or something. I need losing pressure. But I am not that. You know? I'm God's little boy. Jesus is my big brother. He was the firstborn of many brethren. He said. Not me. He said, follow me. He never said, become a Christian. And we're expert Christians and this shit ain't working. Y'all hear? And I ain't dogging Christianity. Don't hear me say that. Don't jump. Hold them both in tension. Y'all hear me? There is a way. And it ain't memorizing the Bible. Nothing wrong with that. It's cool. I know. I've read it for 50 years now. I quit saying the numbers because that really wasn't. Jesus didn't say John 3:16. It was real and it was alive. I don't know if this will make any sense, but I mean the world. There's clouds and there's birds and there's whatever trees. And you can't take all that in. Alright? You can't. I mean, I'm looking through a small little perspective. You know, when they make movies, people going like this. You know? As though that's reality. Alan White again, I heard him talking this morning. He says, the way we do the world in the Western culture is like Sometime a long time ago, some dude held up his fishing net and looked at the mountains. You know, fishing net's like this. You know? And so reality must be that, well, the peak is 1 and the base is 2.5 squares. You know? And the bird is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 3. Yeah. And we think the numbers are the reality. Does that make any sense? Well, you know, that's how we do our world. And it's cool if you want to make a computer or build a city, or you can have latitude and longitude and all that stuff. But it ain't real. You know, we look at the world through this grid, when the reality is it's just, like he says, just wiggles. It's a kiss on the top of the head is reality. Talking about a kiss on top of the head is not the thing. Does this make any sense? When we do our music thing at the work play, what we talk about, and I try to engage the audience, we talk about, well, Davis was saying, those of you that know him, that lately he's been playing his music in his head. Any of y'all musicians? Or any of y'all play ball? What kind of ball? Football, baseball?
Basketball, football.
So do you know the difference between just playing, being in the flow, and then thinking about everything you do? You know? I mean, how do you open your hand? All right? Sometimes it's voluntary, and sometimes we're not even thinking about it, and we get the water bottle. We're thinking about the water bottle. This will really F you up. Think about breathing. What if I forget? You know, is it something you do, or is it something that happens to you in the flow of everything else? It's both. But we do life as though it's just voluntary. Because half of the time we don't even know why we do what we do. We just do shit and then make some reason up. Well, this is why, and that's why, and that's... I was saying, it's all of us. It's not just you. You're just getting wise enough to observe that. No, you are. It's happening. Your soul brought you here so you could hear some people talk about stuff that you already knew, and you knew it because when you heard it, you go, well, that's right. If you hadn't have known it, you wouldn't have had any context within which you could say this is wrong and that's right. You already knew. You already know. You already know. I mean, sometimes when we're in here talking and y'all are going like this, it's not because I'm smart. It's because you already know and you're just harmonious with it. Y'all hear me? I'm not smart. I used to be smart. You know, I was shit. I was serious about my smartness, by God. I done forgot all them big words because they stupid. No, I ain't forgot them all. But if they don't communicate, then it's... I remember when I first started being a counselor, I'd talk about, well, we need to discern some of these intergenerational transmission processes that are moving through your family system, and they'd be going, oh shit, he knows some stuff. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about, but you know. You know. And those terms are useful in a certain context, but you know. One of the things about hope and depression and that kind of stuff is if you can practice and find that place beyond words, the need for hope goes away. Because our hope is typically attached to this world. And for this to work out that way, or this problem to be solved, or, you know what I'm saying? And unconsciously, or whatever word we want to use, we keep acting in ways that create the problems that we say we don't like. So there's some level in which we enjoy the problems.
That's my biggest problem.
Yeah. I mean, we're used to it. We're habituated to it.
That codependency.
Yeah, one of them words. And we stay, I think, stuck in that because we think that is us, and that's not all of who we are. Because y'all know, if you've ever been to church and go, why ain't they telling me the secret? Y'all hear me? Most everybody in there is thinking the same thing, but nobody's going to say it out loud. The secret is you already know. You don't need a teacher. That's why when Jesus said, don't call anyone father or master or guru. Because if you get a guru, he's just going to say, learn this, 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 and 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 this. And all that's fun and fine. And
Tells you to learn, but never gives you the answer.
because he don't know. It's free. You don't have to do nothing. You don't have to be responsible for nothing. Just enjoy your daddy, your creator. And then after a while, get up and go play some more. Life ain't serious unless it's run by the devil. God was the one that created kittens and puppies and colts that kicked their heels up on them. Because it's just fun. You know? Now, how serious are our problems? Just think about the seriousness and how we get. It's all anxiety based.
You know, a lot of my children, when they're running around just laughing, being stupid, that's what I look at it and go, it should be just like that. It should be just like that. They around going,
Wow, you shut up, you little shit.
they should just be,
You need to grow up.
7 years old girl, but they're out there just right laughing. I mean, it's, to them, it's just, they're just doing what they do naturally. Just
They're not thinking about it.
thinking about it, they're just doing it.
And if they hit their head, they go, shit, that hurt. Unless mom or daddy come running in there and go, oh, you poor little thing. You know? I mean, if they ain't bleeding, don't worry about it. But, baby, there was somebody that said, what was his name? Jesus? Said, unless you become as a little child, you cannot enter the kingdom of heaven. You already know. And we're like, well, you need to be a serious grown-up. Well, no. I mean, there's stuff you got to do. If you're going to be in the world and not of it, you know, unless you, I mean, it'd be okay to go live in the woods till the government found you and made you hook up to the utilities. I mean, I've thought about it myself.
I think that's illegal now.
It's getting there. Depends on where. Yeah. The government tells you how you got to handle your shit.
Well, I know.
They can't even handle their own.
Well, I know.
So,
Or either they handle it very well and have everybody throwing shit at each other while they're doing what they want.
Exactly.
But if all I'm worried about is getting some crack and heroin and who's Alabama's playing, then I'm never going to be aware of any of that anyway. And I'm just going to go through the next 60 years as a battery fueling the system. Bad. I saw this picture on Facebook. It talked. These sheep were standing in a pen, and the little baby sheep said, "Mama, why are we in a fence?" And the mama says, "To keep all the terrorists out, so we can be free." You know. But become as a little child doesn't mean we don't learn how to handle our shit. It has more to do with that attitude you were talking about. Because in our growing up, many times we still don't handle our emotional shit any different than we did when we were 2. Right?
That's why we're here.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's us. It's not, y'all don't get a special t-shirt because you crackheads, okay? Or whatever. You don't get to be, I'm special because I have an addiction. That addiction is the nature of reality in the world system. You know, just because you have heroin, I mean, it's no different than some old woman spending all her money on QVC, buying shoes. It's the same issue. It's the same issue of the church folks that are addicted to gossip or whatever. But then I don't need to judge them either, because if I'm judging them, then I'm not dealing with my own shit. And I'm right back where I say they are. You know, I got to get free of that, this or that, red or blue, ass pachyderm, Coke or Pepsi stuff. You know, the answer ain't yes or no, it's kangaroo.
What's the difference in orange? Or is it further south than us?
It's beyond the words. Anyway. Time to eat. Is that still running, you reckon?
Yeah, it stopped and I got it back running again.
Okay. Well, anyway, hope y'all have a happy day. Come here and give me some sugar, boy. If he knows, then he'll say, I don't have the answer for you. But you do.
we always have, like I said.
Yes.
You got to know and not just believe.
Yeah, and knowing, it's like
Knowing.
doing and not doing a damn thing. And then we chill out. I mean, once a day, because of what I do habitually, and I started doing this, I didn't even realize what I was doing, but habitually I'll be going. Because I deal with so much craziness, which I must like a lot, because that's what I keep doing. You know, crackheads, convicts, and Baptists are my specialties. Okay. There's a lot of anxiety around me when I'm doing my work, because that's why people call me, because they're all anxious or retards didn't run off the road or something. You know, we're still in jail again. You accept this call? No, bye. I done got you out once. I told you 3 weeks ago, if you screw this up, don't call me no more. But I am habitually breathing so I can get back inside my own body. You understand what I mean by that? Where I can settle. And there's never been a time when I was settled that I didn't know what to do. But it's like playing ball. I'm not thinking about what to do, I just do. Does that make any sense? It's like playing a guitar. It's like, because if you're thinking about what note you're going to play, you suck. Even if you're mechanically perfect, there's no soul in it. You know what I'm saying? Or anything, building a piece of furniture, anything. Our anxiety keeps us out of that place. And there are good things about all of us where we get in the flow and we're real comfortable. And it may be in talking somebody out of $50 for your next crack rock. You know, you're not thinking about that. You know what I'm talking about? It's whatever happens when you go home, it's going to all be all right. It already is. Right? The boy that was over here dealing with his stuff with his wife and his brother, no. That's already fixed. His problem is don't get in there and stir it up again. It'll work itself out. The truth is already the truth. There's nothing he can do to change what is. There's nothing I can do to change what is. Right? You know what I'm talking about? And so many times we spend years faking ourselves out in our families. You know, well, if you just get better, whatever. And we need to honor our mothers and fathers. And we talked about this a couple weeks ago. But you honor a puppy and a rattlesnake differently. You honor somebody according to their nature. If you feel sorry for that rattlesnake that's cold and put it under your coat, you're going to get bit. And it's not the rattlesnake's fault, that's what they do. You honor a puppy by going, you know. And you honor people like that. But how stupid are we? Something in us is saying, that's a rattlesnake, you better leave it alone. But it just makes my pecker so hard, so I'm going to go jump on it. and then you mad at that, and you already knew it. Y'all hear me? You know. They wrote a song about that, I think. Something about she's a crazy bitch. I heard that out one time. I said, really? Because I was kind of sheltered for a long time.